Make sure the sound is on.
That's a good point.
I'll just do it real quick. Twitch. Go to the podcast. It's not showing up. It's not showing up. It's not showing up. Oh, there it is. Remove chat only. Okay.
Damn. My Mr. Episode 11. Fuck, man.
Reviews?
Sheesh. Sometimes I don't look at the analytics. Sometimes it surprises me. Holy shit.
What are the analytics?
Gotta post more regularly.
I know. Damn. They're hitting 1,000, which is good. Fuck! Why Mr. Episode 4? 5,500? What the fuck? See,
Fucking shit, dude.
why is that one so high? It's like abnormally high other than
Because
the
you're doing the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's the first one where I did. That's the first one. God damn it. I think I know what episode this is. It's the very first.
I'm gonna try those stream markers this time.
I'm telling you, dude. We gotta
Okay.
make reaction videos
Okay.
to one show.
To anything. There's gonna be like
But it can't
trying
be
Coke
something-
Zero for the 188th time reaction.
It can't be a very famous show, and it has to be like a niche foreign show.
You should do like a joke on that on TikTok.
Just reaction.
Yeah,
to
just like reaction to the Coke Zero for the 130th time.
I'll post it
and
on
then
our on our shorts. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly DLC. I'm one of your hosts, Karosh, joined always by my co-host, Danny Vargas
do better.
and Danny Jang.
Listen to chat.
And if you're not familiar with us, we come to each and every week to podcasting services of your choice, talking about nerdy stuff, comics, games, movies, and things of our choice. And we sit around a table like this. We talk about all that stuff. We each pick a topic. We bring it to the table, and we have a good conversation. And we try to have fun. We hope you have fun with us. This is episode 292. 8 more.
2 months.
Tick-tock.
TikTok.
Tick-tock.
Watchmen.
The 11th hour.
Talk.
If you want to check us out, we're on all various podcasting services. But if you want to see us on video, we're on YouTube. Check out the Weekly DLC. We're on Twitch. We stream live at the Weekly DLC, twitch.tv/the Weekly DLC. Check us out there. Follow. I put a tentative, like a regular schedule on there, and you can check it out there. And we sometimes change it up depending on schedules, but we have like a recurring Thursday nights we try to record. So just hit the follow button. You'll be pinged when we're up, and you can join in the conversation, have some fun with us. If you have thoughts on our podcast or anything about us or in general, have ideas for topics and stuff, we also now have a Discord. That's the thing. So it's in the link in our Twitch. It's in our YouTube. Check it out. It's linked on every episode now going forward. So check that out.
Discord.
I have a question.
/
Okay.
The Discord.
Yeah.
Is it set up where someone joins and then you had to allow them access to post? Because
Right.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
And all the streamers I know have that because they're afraid of
Yeah.
shit that people will post.
I think I will set that
I mean,
up later.
it's up-
I haven't
it's-
set anything up like that.
Yeah.
I just was like, what kind of divisions do I want to make?
Yeah.
I tried to not go overboard, but I tried to not go like too simple either.
But like mine is overboard. I have way too many categories. Like
I
way
looked
too
at
many.
3 channels. I looked at the Last Boss channel. I looked at Zach Trapp's channel, and I looked at Beatles channel.
Mhm.
I didn't go as far as Beatles channel because I feel like Beatle
It's
he has
a
a
lot.
he has a
It's a
large
lot.
community.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I liked some of the subjects that he had, like within
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. So I have one. I have the weekly DLC. So it's any announcements we have. I should do this one right now, going live. So
Oh, yeah.
like we'll
Yeah.
put like just a link to our
Yeah.
thing going live. I have a forum, which is a new thing, and it's just podcast topics, suggestions for topics.
Okay.
I have a schedule. I have a suggestion box.
Mm.
I don't know whether the forum or the suggestion box is better. Then I have general. And in general, I have daily DLC, which I'm considering like just general chat,
Yeah.
pro wrestling, arts and creative, like for like artwork or various fan art you see, clips, memes, videos and TikToks, Wario 69 deals. Then under another channel of chats, I have three things: pet sharing. So this is pets, self promotion, and selfies and positivity. And the last one I have is what are you? One, listening to. What are you playing, reading, watching?
Nice.
I felt like that's
Yeah.
any more would be too much.
Matter of fact,
And
you
I was already kind of like that feels like at the edge.
probably take away the pro wrestling topic. That doesn't.
I
need to
already
be there.
posted something there.
Hell in a Cell.
No, it was well, it's a picture of Hell in a Cell, but it was something I saw. It was like, what is the coldest picture in wrestling history? Like, what looks badass? And it was
it's
a picture
Hell in a
of
Cell.
Undertaker's silhouette as
Oh,
the
yeah.
other guy's getting carried out. I was like, there's probably some good ones out there. So. There's a Discord. I figured it'll be a while before like people get in there, but I wanted to set it up, start putting stuff out, and I know we could probably like invite some friends and stuff. But
Bone Dark.
yeah,
I'll try to
Number
be more
one.
active. I'm gonna also
Don't force
revamp. No, but I'm also gonna revamp my channel because like I just have to. I let what was her name
Oh yeah, the viewer.
Yeah, the viewer like take control of it and make all these channels.
There's
but I'm
a
like,
lot.
there's so many channels. I don't even know what it is anymore.
But yeah, I figured it's a starting point. Get something set up so that if we are on different things, people can always like you've advised several times like you have a space where things get connected.
Well,
So,
I
yeah.
mean, other streamers do that. I don't. So
We'll see.
so far, it's like safe, and I trust in PD Perkle because he's always online. So like, if something crazy goes down, he'll just ban someone.
That's good. That's good to have that.
So
So anyway, there's that for the channel, and then this is episode 292. Thanks for joining us. If you're not familiar, we're a 5-star podcast. We've been around for 291 episodes, and still going along. We're going to talk today about 3 topics. We're going to be talking about Netflix getting involved in the gaming more and more and more. We're going to be talking about G4 going bye-bye and other aspects to that. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about the news lately surrounding the Bayonetta voice actress and what that could be or is or spells for all of anything and everything related to that. But before we get into that, we like to go around the table, talk about what we've been up to. So we're going to start off, Vargas.
By setting a marker. Perfect. All right. So I've been busy this week. I've been exercising. Well, not exercising. I've been going on walks almost every day.
It's good.
Over a mile. It's like a walk around the whole entire like neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it's like over like a mile and a half or something like that. But recently, the last 2 days, I've been going on a run. So I went on a run today as well. It's fucking killer. Me and my dad, we'd walk, and it's normally 25 minutes to do the whole walk. We do it in that time, and I timed myself for the run. I ran it in 25 minutes.
Nice.
So I walk as fast as I run. It's really good.
You start recording it, and then you start seeing if you're getting better or
I
worse.
don't know, but I was disappointed in it. But feeling good. I watched a movie named Tar at the Alamo Draft House in L.A.
Ooh.
And
I'm going to pull this up while you talk.
Tar was it was an interesting film. It's
What's it about?
It's a slow burn, first of all. It's a movie about a woman named, her last name is Tar. She is a music conductor, like the ones in front of the symphony, the orchestra.
With Kate Blanchett?
Yeah.
The trailer was so weird for this movie.
But so the first like 30 minutes of the movie is just all meetings. Like it's just her in a meeting and they're literally discussing things, but it's giving you information. Like you find out that like she has like not like a benefactor, but like someone's paying for all of her stuff.
Okay.
So you find out that, and then like, but he's also like taking from her in the fact that like she's showing him how to be a conductor, like how to do these things or whatever. But she's like, do something different. Don't do what I do. Be your own conductor kind of thing. But you learn that, and then you learn that she's like, a lesbian with a wife or like a girlfriend or something, but she also has a kid, and you learn that she likes younger women.
Okay.
And she ends up finding like a younger woman that in the orchestra, and she starts like doing things that'll help her move along, but she's using that to like maybe get some honor points with her. But it turns out like at the same time you find out that she had like an apprentice previously, but the apprentice she like was weird, so she ended up like kicking her out, and then she like banned her and told all these companies like don't hire her. She's weird. She said all these different things, but the girl commits suicide, and then they start looking at. Well, no, it gets even more, but you find all this out like through you find all this out, like the meetings in the first like 30 minutes of the movie. Okay. And then after like 45 minutes, it starts picking up with like the action starts like happening and stuff. Okay. But all this stuff and it ends with the Monster Hunter Orchestra.
Spoilers.
Wow.
Ends with Marcus.
It
ends with that shit. So I thought it was funny as hell, dude. But
would you recommend the film?
No.
Okay.
But see, so when I was watching it and I was seeing like the meetings and stuff, I realized like I do enjoy movies that are just like there's nothing to them. Like it's just like
I think they're
someone's life in like a section of like the video.
I can like those. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's nothing to them. It's just I feel like they're more abstract in what their purpose is. It's not as laid out for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's a lot of I think indie films that just look at these events unfolding. You're like, I don't get what's the point of the story yet. And it's like as you start going through, you're like, this person's dealing with something. Yeah. And then you're like, and you have to like pay attention or think extra hard or piece things together.
And it felt like that. Like this movie, even though it was giving us information, it's not like obvious to you. It's not like, hey, this is this. So you're watching it, and I'm just like, this is interesting. Like it's someone's life. They're in meetings. Like all this stuff is happening. But then like as things happen, you're like, oh, they talked about this in the meeting. Oh, this is, and then you realize like the meetings gave me information that's gonna happen throughout the movie. But yeah, really well done. Don't recommend it though because it's a very, very slow burn. And then World of Warcraft. I've been nonstop World of Warcraft. I wake up 5 a.m, play for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, take a shower, go to work. I come back home. I've left early sometimes and straight to World of Warcraft.
This is the server, right? That
bad.
No, you're on like a legit
I'm
server?
on the legit server, but I'm playing the classic with the Wrath of the Lich King expansion.
Are you trying to get that mount?
No. I right now I'm just trying to
play it.
I'm trying to max level because I think my thing got messed up. I have in classic I have a hunter who's like level 59, 60, I think, like which is the max level in the classic. And when I loaded my game into this new server or whatever, it showed that hunter. I didn't even see what level it was, but it showed it for like 2 seconds, and then it crashed. And I clicked on it again. It opened back up, and the hunter was no longer on that server. It was 2 rogues, like level 9 and level 5. And I'm like, fuck. And I was like, whatever. And I just started a new hunter. But I've been like rushing this shit. So I'm level 69 out of 69 out of 80. So I'm like 11 levels away. But
world's first.
Yeah, I've been, so this weekend I should hit it, and I'm hoping that once I hit it I realize there's nothing to do and I just quit again. But right now it's got me hooked.
We got him on.
You got Overwatch ready?
Overwatch 2? Got me fucking hooked.
No. Pull up the Diablo 4 release date.
That one I'm gonna play too, but it's got me really, really fucking hooked, and I'm hoping. And I need to hurry up because there's things I need to do. I need to make the costume, man. But I don't have time for that.
For Halloween?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
You gotta make time.
And then what else? I haven't done anything else. I just for like 4 days straight. Like last week, like the weekend I said I was gonna start it. On Monday I started it, and I am level 69.
Damn.
And it's only because like I cut hours at work. Probably like 4 hours total.
Okay.
But that like those hours wouldn't have I wouldn't have been 69 if I didn't get those in.
It's a proud number. Cool.
I need to quit.
Not yet.
No.
The guy with the open ticket. Don't worry about it. Aren't you gonna close the ticket? No.
He's like, Colmar, you're my number one customer.
But that's me. What about you, Jay? And Marker.
My Mister. Second to last episode. I totally forgot. I didn't edit the fucking video, and there was no that this time.
No
there was a
views.
sad part, but it didn't get me.
No views.
Yeah, no views. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna end. You know what though? The one thing I had to commend that drama is like, so it's basically a head dude, a boss, and a temp worker, and the temp worker likes the boss, and I was afraid they're gonna, because most Korean dramas are like romantic, and I'm afraid they were gonna make a romantic relationship out of that, and they did not. The whole time I'm like, it would have been weird because he was like 20 years her senior, so yeah. So I'm glad that they didn't do that. Last episode. After this, I need to like focus on DP because that, for some strange reason, I don't know why, but I guess no one has made reaction videos to it. But DP has done extremely well. So finish DP and then I asked them like, how would you guys feel if I reacted to Better Call Saul? They're like, if it's good, we'll watch it. And I was like, no, you gotta watch Breaking Bad first. Like in my head, I was like, no, you can't just watch Better Call Saul first. And I was like, is it famous in Korea? It's not.
But you can watch Better Call Saul first. Don't segregate people like this.
I know. And so yeah, my Mister. Soon, Fuck. I'm gonna watch
about to get flagged, dude.
2 Korean horror films before Halloween. The weekend. I had to do it during the weekend. The Wailing is one of them, and Train to Busan. I know people, that shit is gonna blow the fuck up. Train to Busan. I don't know about the Wailing.
The Wailing, are they whalers?
The Whale, Darren Aronofsky. I don't know, but came
Moby
back and finally streamed again.
Yeah.
Using the knowledge that I know, and
It's not
He's
working.
playing a horror
Well-
game.
It's not working.
I'm not playing a horror.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's stupid.
It's
There's
got
ghosts in
got
it.
ghosts.
There's ghosts in it. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I used Twitch Strike, and it was telling me which games to play. And Spider-Man and Ghost of Tsushima are pretty high up, and
No view.
I got like 1 new viewer. Like everyone else, I mean, we're the same viewers, but yeah,
How many average viewers do you have?
probably like 7. Like when I was doing Ghost of Tsushima, it was probably like 7. Probably.
He's about to set up
Ooh, Twitch Strike. It tells you what Twitch Strike is, a website that tells you what games to play. It recommends what games you should stream. I mean,
Based on your average viewership? Am I
no,
understanding
it's
this correctly?
based on what will get you viewers.
So if I okay,
So like games that are popular
best game
but currently don't have a lot of people streaming it.
right now, Call of Duty, according to this report,
that's always on there. Call of Duty is always on
Modern
there.
Warfare, games and demos.
Maybe I should switch.
Just do demos. What happened to that one strategy you had where it's like just stay in one category no matter what?
Well, I did Twitch Strike for that reason. I didn't. So I was playing Zelda, Link to the Past, retro, and then I was like, after coming back from TwitchCon, I was like, let me just see if Twitch Strike will work. So I met a crossroads. I'm gonna stop playing Ghost of Tsushima. I just finished Act 1.
You're gonna stop?
I'm gonna stop, because it's not getting new viewers. So I'm torn between retro and Link to the Past. At the same time, I want to do Silent Hill 2. I want to I know I was like, that shit's tedious, but
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Just play Elden Ring.
Sometimes like I get really focused in like I'm focused on finishing Silent Hill 2 because it's a really hard platinum. It's gonna take me a long time.
Damn.
Just play Elden Ring
Hollow Knight is one of the top ones.
Yeah, I believe that.
for 10 years.
God of War. It'd be a good time. Maybe it's
Twitch
on the.
Strike doesn't work, so I did the 10 tags.
So it is. God of War doesn't want to play it. Strike doesn't work, dude.
Twitch Strike does not work.
This doesn't work.
That's the thumbnail.
I'm waiting for a VTube model from viewer and co-host sometimes, guest host from Jay.
Tau Cape Brigade.
So I used to be called Headache one of my YouTube days, so I'm using that. And
So
I'm gonna
it's
be
gonna
an
be an
I'm gonna
egg.
be an egg.
He's gonna
Dr.
be.
Eggman.
He's gonna be. What's the guy in the song?
I am the Eggman.
No,
Cuckoo.
the
Humpty
one where you
Dumpty?
yeah Humpty Dumpty. There you go.
That's me.
Humpty Dumpty.
I'm gonna do. Fuck, this is. I mean, only Bone Dark, and maybe Game Overcast and Beetle will stop by. I'm gonna do a character because it's a girl, like a Hollow Live girl.
I'm
Like a
sorry.
ooh,
These are
What?
boobs.
It's
ooh
a-
girl.
These are boobs right now.
It was like the million. But it's gonna be a ooh girl holding my face, which is an egg.
Oh.
So I'm gonna actually
That's
play a character, both characters, using voice mod. Because when I went to TwitchCon, there's a thing called voice mod, and it uses AI to change your voice. So I'm
Damn.
gonna play two characters.
Yeah. Is that free or is it a paid?
free.
Oh shit.
So fucking Summit's been playing it. He's been playing as a girl, and y'all like Overwatch. Hello, guy. Hello, boys. And they go, oh, what the? Are you Grill? Grill? Like,
Are you grill?
but yeah, so I'm waiting for the. That's when I go crazy, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know what to play, Silent Hill 2 or Zelda. I'm done with Ghost of Tsushima is good, but it's a good game. I would give it like a solid 80 B, but Red Dead Redemption 1 did it better. Yeah, every time I play it, I'm like, this is Red Dead Redemption 1, but this is Red Dead Redemption. They just took this from Red Dead Redemption. What's more satisfying,
What
though,
about it is like everything?
help me on the side of the road. Red Dead Redemption. I'm like, Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Redemption 1.
What did Red Dead do better with that?
There's like a being good or bad actually matters. I feel like in Ghost of Tsushima, being with honor and not with honor, which is weird because it's a sucker punch game. Infamous had that good and bad.
Yeah, it's not.
but
This is a story.
It doesn't matter. Like, and yeah, dude, it reminds me. The one thing that's more satisfying, Red Dead Redemption is like guns. It's more satisfying melee.
What do you think about when you're doing the? I don't know if they're not all boss fights. I don't know if you got to them, but the duels. What do
They're
you
cool.
think? You
That's
like
the
those?
best thing about the game,
see.
I think.
Okay.
And that's when the game is I mean, I am playing on medium, but that's when the game is challenging. I was like, oh shit, these fucking boss fights are fucking tough. Like without spoiling it, the Act 1 boss fight, because it's a spoiler who the boss is. I was like, damn. I was like, this is fucking hard, dude. Well, I beat it on the second try, but I was like, Beetle's like, oh, you're gonna be on here for a long time. I was like, no, I beat it on the second try. Like, but it's not a Dark Souls or Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But
The story, I think the gameplay can feel kind of like tedious, especially with how the questing is. Like it's Assassin's Creed-y. It's like they want you to do all these like side things.
I'm not invested in the character. Like in Red Dead, there are some characters I really care about. I'm just like, damn, like I'm playing this. I'm like, I really don't care.
I started caring more after, but
Like,
if
I
it
don't
didn't
care.
grab you, then it didn't grab you. But like it got better later. Like the middle of the second act is where I started to be like, okay, maybe. And then I was like, guns blaze. Like it ramped up. Some games I feel like they start strong and they dwindle towards the end. This one felt like it was the opposite, but that could help or hurt it. Because
Man, Red Dead, the ending, god damn. Not even the end. This like close to the ending, man. I was rage filled. I was like, because it's a story about vengeance, and I'm just like, okay, now we fucking fuck people up, and like I mean, without spoiling it, the first act, someone betrays you. In Red Dead, someone betrays you. When that betrayal happened, I was fucking pissed. I was like, "Are you fuck?" I shot the dude's balls. I froze time. Fuck you! Like I was pissed, dude.
Damn.
I was pissed, dude. Holy shit!
Nice.
This betrayal. I mean, I was like, "Oh shit, he betrayed me." I was like, eh.
Out of
No,
context
but
clip.
okay, but if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's not the initial act of the betrayal. It's the things he does later that will start being like, this motherfucker. Like I thought it just stopped there. It keeps you're doing this now.
Out of context clip. All right.
Slow down time, shoot him six times in the balls,
Just
dude.
slash him up.
And that wasn't enough. I wish I could do more, dude. Fuck.
Okay, here's a question then, on sort of a tangent, not necessarily to address your what should you play next, but because you're speaking highly of Red Dead, have you ever wanted to go back and play Red Dead 2? Has that ever
Lost
been-
interest. I mean,
because of what, the story or just like?
everything about it.
So you
Just like-
wouldn't revisit it?
I would revisit it, but Red Dead is Rockstar's best game. I don't care what anyone says. That's their fucking best game, dude. Holy shit.
But forget about Grand Theft Auto
Great.
6.
San Andreas is good. That's a second. That's like second place because that's about betrayal too. You get fucking betrayed. But
Okay. So you gotta figure out what you're gonna play.
Zelda or Silent Hill 2.
Majora's Mask.
I feel like Silent Hill 2 is too saturated now because of
Because you made it famous.
the announcement.
Well, are a lot of people playing it now?
I don't know.
Try going back to it, though. Like, do a day or two and then see what you get. Because you already have the viewers, so, like, it'll put you higher up, like, obviously on the viewer count. If it happens to be too high up, it doesn't matter, but just try it.
Anything else?
We'll see. New job soon.
Ooh.
Should I tell my
No.
boss what my podcast is now?
No.
It's safe.
No.
New topic. Marker.
Avoid this at
Why?
all costs. Just better to be safe than sorry. Just for now, don't talk about
No,
it.
you should on the day you give the notice, you should be like, "Oh, you want to know what my podcast is? Recommend this episode." Like, what the fuck? This whole time.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I'm kind of scared because
Why?
it's like imposter syndrome
New
because it's
beginnings.
such a pay increase. It's like a life-changing pay increase, and I'm just like,
But just like there's going to be people in that job currently that
Yes.
don't know what they're doing.
How do you make a PDF?
Yeah.
I have people that make.
They're going to
4
ask you
times
basic
me.
question. You're like, this is like easy as hell. And you're going to be like, I don't understand how any of these people have a job here.
Daily affirmations. Just start something else.
You got this, dude.
Raul.
Raul.
my experience. I just don't want to. My previous job, people are good at the field that they're in.
Yeah.
They're not good at Excel skills.
Yeah.
Like I haven't met anyone
Great at
That's-
Excel skills.
good at everything.
Even me, like I know basic thing or not basic things, but specific things in Excel, and like holy shit, like with like VLOOKUP, I know one specific thing, and like when I shout to someone, they're like, "Holy shit, how do you know that?" I'm like, "This is the one thing I know." That's all I know. That's all I know.
My general takeaway, both from myself and from what I guess when I look for others, is it doesn't necessarily there's a minimum level of you need to know, but I care more about can you figure it out?
Yeah.
Can you be resourceful? Are you just gonna sit there and like I don't know how to do this and then just freeze yourself, or are you gonna be like I'll ask the people that like oh this person might know they told me to check with it like someone that like
It's
trusts.
crazy. Google's available.
I feel
to
like
everybody.
that is a deal, like a make or break for someone that I'm like, you're doing something versus
What's
not.
different about this current job that I have right now, soon not gonna have, but is they make us come up with solutions. So if there's a problem, like I would have to ask my boss, can we do it like this? Da, 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 da. Like we had to go, like my previous job, I would never do that. I would just ask the question.
Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. Can you please advise? That's the thing. It's like, but this current job, I would have to go, I think we should do it like this. what do you think?
Yeah.
So like it's different.
There's some
That's a
free
lot
thought.
different. Yeah, that's a lot different from any other job that I had. Like, but my boss is really dope at communication because she was like a textbook writer. So like she really knows how to like word emails because like sometimes like things kind of rub off the wrong way when you write it, and it doesn't like
You gotta wordsmith it.
yeah, and she's really good at just like with her words.
Damn.
Yeah. She'll even tell me like, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that. You should have said it like this."
Yeah,
And then I was like, "Damn."
I've been doing that with my team sometimes.
All right, can you like?
I'm
email
like,
it for me?
so look at this email. Like, what did you? The way you asked it can come across.
So you're micromanaging. Got it.
No, I'm like, I'm telling them after. I'm like, you want them to get a result. Like, this is how it can come across.
Okay.
Like, do you want better results? Then probably this could help. Up to you.
Well, we'll
Exciting
see.
stuff, though.
I mean, this wouldn't have happened if
They paid you more.
no the person
Oh,
that
like
was
that-
making $15K more than me told me that. Well, I was doing way better than her, and she told me that like you deserve a lot more.
Is this
like,
also
pay.
the person that left, or is someone
Yeah,
else?
that's the person left without a 2 weeks notice. And so I was like, okay, wait, I should be making $15K more because I'm doing better.
Were they
than-
the second person in the two people team you were talking about?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. And the guy that left when I started, the guy that left, she took the guy's spot. He's making $30K more,
Yeah.
and I'm about to have dinner with him on Saturday.
Nice.
Because he was a reference. But the best reference ever is Rocky. I know he's not going to listen to this podcast, but I've been working with Rocky for like 10 plus years.
Cheers, Rocky.
I brought him into my previous
show.
company.
And now he's stuck there thanks
And-
to you. I'm just
well,
kidding.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I even told him, I was like, dude, you're gonna make way more than me, and he's like really highly looked up. He's a good worker, so
Yeah, he works.
Yeah,
He
so-
puts I feel like too much effort, but that's just me.
yeah. So shout
Nice.
outs to Rocky, 10 plus year, dude, 10 plus year coworker. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
Most people don't have friendships that long. Yeah, but I told Rocky if I get the job, I'm gonna pay for his like lunch or dinner. Yeah, good reference. But other than that, gonna put in my 2 weeks soon. But I got a lot of shit. I had to take a physical tomorrow. It's weird. It's
What are
the
they
weird.
expecting you to do?
I have no
Is
fucking
it
idea.
Government associated? The
No, I
new
mean, it's
job?
not yet. They
'Cause
want to
you're-
do government funding.
Yeah, okay. So once government gets involved with anything, it gets a little
But I
more
currently
stricter.
work with the government right now,
Oh.
like in my current job, and I didn't do all this shit. Fingerprinting, I got fingerprinted today, so
for the new.
and so I pretty much got it because I signed the written thing. They paid for that fingerprint thing. I saw it was like $100. So
I have a coworker who is looking into government jobs, and they have her doing so much stuff. She's a very young girl, and she told me like they did a background check on her, and she's like, I hit someone. She's like, when I was like driving for the first time, I hit someone. She's like, they're gonna fucking kick me out of this shit because I murdered someone. But she was like, she didn't even hit the person. Like they just fell, and
Yeah.
she was near there,
It's an
and like
incident.
yeah. And I'm like, you're not gonna. And she's like, no, they're gonna like fucking tell them, and she gets all freaked out.
I had a friend want to go into like federal, like FBI related stuff. He said the process from start to finish is like a year-long vetting process.
Wow.
Not just the prep for the
Yeah.
content or anything, but like to even be like you're eligible or not. We now have to vet you over the course of like looking into all
Yeah.
these things. Like, and like I was like, what?
Yeah, it's taken her like 3 months, and I think this month we'll finally end it. I'm
Huh?
not sure though, but
cool.
yeah, we'll see. God damn, I'm kind of scared. We'll see how it goes. It's weird because the person that does their thing, it's outsourced. It's kind of like what we do. We're outsourcing for other nonprofits.
Okay.
We're doing so. I'm afraid of like the person's gonna treat me like, man, this guy does not know anything. I'm like, no, I know my shit, dude. I feel like I know my shit, but we'll see. Oh man, I'm scared, but
You'll be good.
you're gonna be training, and you're gonna be like, yeah, you can do it like this even easier. Watch,
we'll see, dude.
telling you.
but it's like potential for growth too. So
That's good.
I'm scared, and it puts me in a bad situation because like I want to content create. That's like my main goal, right?
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. But I always say that I want to make before I can even do it. Content creation full time is I need to make my salary times 2 saved up before I would dive into it. Just bump my salary even higher. It's even more impossible. But
Soon. Never know.
yeah, the whole content creation, grow through TikTok, and don't stream. If you want to do streaming, don't do it. Like grow through TikTok. I mean, stream at least a little bit, but grow through TikTok. That shit has to, and YouTube, because you got to build that community first, and then you can't just do it through Twitch. That's my take.
You gotta grow it outside of Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But first of all, before you start, just super jealous of your fucking sweater. Super jealous.
He's worn it before.
I know. He wears it every fucking time.
Because I turned the air cold.
I'm always super jealous. Super jealous.
You want like who you can?
He's super jealous. He doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I just don't want him. You don't think I'd be.
cool. This is awkward now. No. For me, what's been up? I've been doing a lot of school. I was supposed to be on a trip right now. All week this week at work, I'm like, I'm supposed to be on fucking vacation.
Just think of it as like spiritually, you're on a trip.
I've been mentally checked out. Like you know how when you were like, I'm in vacation already, I had to reel back from that. I was like,
that's me right now, knowing that I'm leaving. Like I'm just like not responding to emails. Like, I won't.
Yeah. So, work, school, all that stuff's been going. I am so close that I just want to just finish school in one go, but I think I'm on track to finish in spring. And like the fact that is there, I'm like, what? I'm gonna be just not having homework due week to week. It's just I never want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the cool things is I was looking at like classes. The animation class is not as good as I thought it was so far. Like the teacher is literally using old videos from someone else's class, and the guy doing that class is like, so this is how we use. And I'm like, 0.45 speed.
Yeah, that's usually how it is with videos. Like
But like the game design one, the guy was going at a decent rate,
Yeah.
and he was explaining every step. This one is like, this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's why I'm in this class. So anyway, it's a struggle, but it's interesting. I've been working on some craft projects where you were showing me some stuff. I want to try and explore a little bit of that.
Explore Air too.
Designer Con?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe
Did you know those empty booths? No one shows up. You just open up shop.
ooh stickers. I got you. Easy money. No, just exploring it, and then I've been watching anime, reading manga. So I think
At the same time.
At the same time. So I just caught myself back up on. I'm on the newest season now of My Hero Academia. I watched all of the last season.
Okay.
And I was like, this is way behind the manga. And I was like, where's the manga at? And I'm like, oh, I haven't read. There's so many chapters out. Because I remember I caught up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to read week to week. So I just put it off to the side.
You see so many chapters, like you'll finish that shit.
I finished it during lunch. I was like, and it was good. And I'm like, it's so far ahead of the anime. I'm like, they're currently on season 6 in the anime.
And you can still enjoy the anime?
Yeah. Because the thing is, a lot of the
Motion
action is not
dope.
good in the manga.
I know,
I
but,
can't
like,
It's like Attack on Titan.
But
Exactly.
it's like in
You read a book
involving
and you
the
watch a
story.
movie?
Like I know where it's going. I don't need to see all this all over again, even
But
if
the
it's
action
really cool
scenes are
action. I
dope,
mean, I'm
though.
sure when I start watching it, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this is sick." I'm gonna watch it.
When they
but like, I
voice them.
can't. I'm afraid of like starting it because like it's just stuff I already know. Like I don't want to waste
when I-
time.
But also, like, I'm curious, like, when when Reiner reveals Aaron,
Yeah.
it looked better in the manga. In my head, I pictured it better, but I want to see.
quiet
I want
moments were good.
but I
in
want
the
to
manga.
see how they do it. And it's just like, oh,
I think some of the more emotionally packed moments or like high energy moments can have the potential to translate really well and when they're adapted to an anime. Like hearing the voice actor for All Might, just like that makes All Might to me more iconic. When I read it in that voice. The guy that voices him in America, he does Piccolo. He does. He's done a bunch of different animes, but I forget his name. He's All Might to me. So when I read the manga, I'm like, I'm reading it in his voice. So it's kind of like they feed into each other. Yeah. But there's some action scenes I have to be like, I don't know what just happened. I just see blur, and I'm like, some collision, like, because they try to make it seem like it's a quick switch up or like a foot hit or like, and I'm like, what? And I need them to explain it in the manga, whereas in the anime, it's easy for me to understand those high kinetic moments, and it ramps up. Like it's gonna go for many seasons for My Hero Academia.
I have a question for you, but after the podcast, spoilers
about My Hero.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark it. So watch that.
There's a manga I want to read. It's sold out on Amazon.
The kaiju one?
No.
Spy.
It's like 3 books only. PTSD Radio.
I don't know.
It's a horror manga.
Okay.
And then TikTok fucking recommended. I was like, oh shit. Look at I could buy it in another website, but I want to buy it through Amazon. Sold out. It's like, fuck. Okay.
Reaction read.
Speaking of horror manga, they do sometimes these secret layers like offshoot art styles of Magic cards, and they did one earlier in the summer for Fortnite, and I got that. They recently just did a bunch of them for October. They did a Post Malone set of cards where it's like him as a bunch of different characters. They also did. They've been doing this latest set as Warhammer themed, and then the secret layer thing, in addition to the Post Malone, was 2 things. One, it's the artist that does the Metal Gear Solid, like really cool.
Oh shit.
Yoji Shinkawa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he did art, and I bought his cards immediately.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 cards
He's
for like $30.
sick.
So I was like,
He's sick.
yeah.
Watercolor.
Yeah, and they're really cool, and they're useful cards too. So I'm like, I could easily put this in decks or just not either way. And the other one is Junji Ito did a set of cards, and there's 2 sets. They always, whenever they do this, they do the foil version, the non-foil version, and for both of those artists, they did the English version and the Japanese version.
And he has that's my whole.
It's unique art for whatever the cards he's doing for. But I was like, those are the 2 that I was like, I gotta get.
So what did you get? The foil Japanese, foil English, non-foil Japanese, non-foil English.
I for sure got the foil English for both of those 2.
Okay.
Because the cards are very elaborate, and I don't remember what those cards are. I was on the fence about getting one of them in Japanese. I don't want to do both. But I was like, this is cool art. Like, just the fact that they're doing the collabs from. So did that. Getting ready for Halloween.
Spoopy.
Spooptember.
I normally in the past I would watch a lot of like movies or shows that are Halloween themed, and just school and everything has been keeping me too busy. But this year I was like, if I were to watch anything, what would I want to watch? And it's a twofold thing. I've never watched all of The Shining in a single sitting.
Damn.
And I also want to watch the sequel.
The Dr. Sleep or something
Dr.
like that?
Sleep, yeah.
Yes. I think it looks interesting, and I've heard good things from a few different.
So, quick question: Dr. Sleep, he is the son.
The son is grown up, and it's played by Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Hello, Danny.
And I'm like, I'm
Would you
interested
come play with us?
in that, and also just being like, this, I could watch The Shining too. So.
I've never watched the film like at the age where like I understand like a lot more. So like I've watched it in one sitting, once only, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. I just know there's 2 girls and blood.
There's a scene in there that scared the shit out of me. Okay. Right, and I watched it maybe 5 years ago. I never watched it, and there's a scene I was like, oh, what the fuck? That came out of nowhere.
Hits the door, and he's like, "Here's Johnny."
No, that didn't scare me.
So I mean, I don't know if this will ruin your experience, but the actress, she went through hell filming that. The director put her through a lot.
Who's the director?
Stanley Kubrick.
Fuck that.
Didn't he do that for Clockwork too?
Probably. The rape scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That scene I know made the actress quit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So this is a trend.
So did you finish the film anyways?
What?
Heard Alfred Hitchcock
Finish the film?
was a piece of shit too.
Really?
To his actresses. Yep.
Damn.
Checks out. So hoping to watch those at some point, but I'm excited about what's it called? Mario Rabbids is out.
Yeah. Spark of Hope.
85.
86, I think. At least the last day I checked. Let's do a
No,
quick.
89.
God of War's that Marge Simpson punch. 94, dude.
You still got the other one you could swap out.
I know. Oxenfree 2.
I didn't
13
see-
of your games have released. One is expected. You're currently at 141.45 points.
Damn.
Damn, you're at 68.45 points.
Hell yeah, bro.
Just need like half a point.
killing it. Killing it.
69. Mario Rabbids comes out, and then next week Bayonetta comes out. Gonna be on a topic, and then the week after that, God of War,
Yes.
and then a bunch of Vargas's games: Pokemon, Evil West, Callisto Protocol, Marvel Midnight Suns.
Marvel Midnight Suns, I regret that decision, but we'll see.
Oh, you won.
I just know none of my games are coming out.
So you have
Little Devil Inside, Hollow Knight, Somerville.
Oh, but they haven't said that they're not.
Yeah,
gonna.
it's just unknown, and I'm like, you're killing me.
But it's cool because my Risk of Rain is still not.
I think Modern Warfare 2 is going to get good reviews.
I think so.
I think I should swap it out.
I mean,
Add
good.
it.
Please don't. But yeah, so I'm excited about Mario Rabbids. And then any other free time I've had, I've just been kind of organizing stuff. I've been trying to like get our YouTube and other stuff just up to date because I want to push it more. It's kind of fun setting not necessarily like doing the like. I know how you've mentioned where it's like editing is tedious and stuff. That's not the part that I think I find fun. I find setting workflows up fun. Like I'm like, okay, if I can make this a process, and that way we could just churn these. I'm like, I like that. So like when I was making, for example, I'm not saying it's a final product, but like the thumbnails for the YouTube, I was like, I want to make something repeatable. So I'll do this and I'll swap this part out on every single one, so it's topic related or something. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like this will work at least for now, and
Yeah.
we could adjust it or other things too. Like I want to try and have like a more consistent YouTube description, or looking at the tags, how to do that better. These are things I've never. I feel like you've
Mentioned it.
done a lot more in YouTube,
I don't know much.
but just
It's always changing.
It's also your experience. I'm curious what your experience has been, and so I'm like,
Things
oh,
are
okay,
always changing. So.
yeah, that's true. So that's something that's been fun and interesting, and I think that's. Oh, and I wasn't planning on watching Black Adam, but I saw the post credits,
I saw it too.
and I was like, that's all I wanted
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah. And then that I don't know why people got crazy. Yeah.
I mean, I think the post credits scene's cool, but I don't care about the DC.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. You guys want to get into topics?
Let's do it.
Take it away.
So Netflix, and you marked it.
Yeah. Don't worry,
Uh,
I got this.
Just making sure. Netflix is getting into cloud gaming,
Yes.
and I want to know what they could do. What would make them successful? What do you think they're gonna do? Will it make them successful or unsuccessful? But yeah. So if you guys want to start, one of you.
James volunteered me.
Yeah, he has. To the restroom he goes.
Yeah, I was about to go too.
And you after that.
Intermission. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Quickly, I wanted to say, I started making graphics for streaming soon and stream
shit.
just ended kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I've literally just started by just taking templates and just tweaking them. I'm like,
Mhm.
any point is a good starting point, and we can make it our own later.
Right.
But yeah, so Netflix, what could they do?
Yeah. What could they do? Or what do you think they're doing, but like it might not work, will work, or something like that? Because we had the recent Stadia shutdown,
Yeah.
so they're going to close it at the end of the year, I think.
next year.
Well, like the beginning, like middle of January.
I think it's. I don't know. I thought it was summer, but I think they should do what Xbox is doing. What they should be doing. Xbox is buying things. How did Netflix start? It started with them just taking other people's stuff and putting it on their platform, which was where people could enjoy it.
Well, technically,
And then it slowly started becoming, let's make Netflix in-house shows and stuff, and then less reliant on outside stuff because the outside stuff would leave from time to time. I think they should do that to start. They should just take the stuff that they can just finance.
Right.
Like, what if they partnered with like a Devolver Digital or with like a big enough indie studio to be like, we'll support things you do through us. Let us be your channel to do these things.
Yeah.
To make a name for their platform, and then once they have established a platform for themselves, they could start. Being like, let's start focusing on our own products on our own platform.
I think it'd be a very bad thing for them to like start creating their own games. I don't know if they'll ever will.
I feel like that's a twofold problem. It's like not only do they need to make their own platform, but they also need to make their own game.
First they have to create the streaming stuff, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I think they're gonna just get games that already exist to be going on this thing. But Jane, what do you think? What do you think they should do?
Shit, I don't know. Because I feel like it has to be like a mobile type game. Like,
Right.
I don't know if, I mean, you can download episodes, but I think they want like a mobile type game.
Mm-hmm.
So like a good example would be Vampire Survivor, because it doesn't require a lot of resources.
Right.
And then after you play the game, maybe it'll recommend vampire TV shows or movies, which I don't like, but you want people to use the fucking thing, so, and stay on the thing. So
I think that's a good method. Starting with like mobile games that are free, well, part of their subscription or whatever, and then maybe move on to like other games that are like AAA titles that are maybe on console, and then just go from there. But yeah, they have a big thing to step on, because like Microsoft, I think, is like the number one. Like, they do it really, really well. It's available on everything, on all their systems, and then on top of that, all the devices, like an iPad, any tablet, computer, and you can play any of these games. And Netflix, as of right now, I assume would be computer. I don't know how the controller stuff would work, if you can connect like an outside controller. But as of right now, it seems like a computer. You'd have the controllers on the keyboard already.
The thing that I'm worried about Netflix getting into this is the same reason I was worried about Google doing it. Is Google, yeah. Xbox comes from a history of making and being a gaming in the gaming space. What is Netflix pedigree?
But like, that's the thing, is like
they're coming from that space again. So it's like,
but I think
like, what can they learn from the other ones that have
But
failed?
they don't have to know games to get into like specifically the streaming stuff, because at least from my understanding is they're gonna get third-party games for themselves.
They don't have to know, but then they should adjust their plan. They shouldn't be like, let's get into the game space as if we know.
Yeah.
And do things that a gaming company would do on their level. Like, they should come in and be like, we're novices at this. Let's edge into it. They're like, no, we need to be at where Xbox is now. Let's bite off more than we can chew.
But
do everything Xbox is doing now. And I'm like, you're going to get yourself in trouble.
But they're not like they're at that level because they're a platform that gives service to every device. So they're at that level. So all they're doing is now they're just involving games.
That's not just.
But like, it's not right. But like, they have a small selection. It's not like a huge selection. So right now, it's not too much money invested, I think.
Okay, so but then what you're saying is for them to manage their skills, which is what I'm saying.
But like
do one or two games.
I think but they have like a little bit more, but I think that they
A
already
handful
have
for-
a good managing system because they know streaming. Even though like they've made dumb decisions, like with the decision to split
They're about to add ads.
their service from
Or if they have.
I know, but it's it's inevitable to add ads regardless.
I just
It's
want to
always
add,
gonna
they've
be a
made
thing.
dumb decisions, but it has not hurt their stock price. Every
dude,
single
so-
fucking time.
One of the biggest decisions was when they were offering the DVD stuff, and then they added the stream. They're like, "We're gonna split it," and like, dude, their stuff went down like crazy.
And
But
it
this
went
was like
back
in the
up.
beginning. This was in the beginning, and then I don't know what happened, but now it's just like streaming. There's like no more DVDs, pretty much, and and then they made another decision too. And I forgot what it was. That like gave them it caused turmoil, but it didn't like go bad for them.
There
or
was a
anything.
price increase that
Oh, that's
drove
what
the
it was.
stock down and went back up. There was also all those people sharing passwords. Stock price went back down, went back up.
I think
That
the thing
shit
is,
is,
like, first of all,
bulletproof.
they're hitting like the streaming service perfectly. Like they're like the number one streaming service.
Are
but
they?
I assume so. But
I would think so.
there's other things that
Disney
are they're
probably
up and
second,
coming,
but-
you know? Because like
Netflix-
Spotify is good for music.
Stranger Things is keeping them afloat.
HBO's not getting up there. They need to do more. Disney Plus, like all these things are like exclusive or like they're too niche. So like Disney Plus is exclusive, HBO's exclusive.
I take that back. Their stock went down a lot.
Paramount is like weird. That's their own thing.
November, it was like almost 700. It's at 280, 270.
Damn.
So it's something happened.
No. Well, right now stocks is weird because like we're gonna go into a recession probably. Does it say?
Well, instead of there was metrics as to who has the most, or not who has the most, but what people think is the best. I'm trying to look for like who has the most subscribers.
Oh, it's
I'm pretty sure it's Netflix.
It's Netflix, but not.
By
Amazon is very close.
Oh, wow.
But
Netflix
Amazon-
is 220 million. Amazon is 200 million. Disney is 152 million.
But
Tencent is next. Then IQ.
Tencent, what the fuck do they do?
They just buy. They're in like other areas, China, Hong Kong.
I know,
Indonesia.
but like what
have-
streaming services like do they provide?
Tencent Video.
Netflix. I mean, with Amazon, it's weird with Amazon because like people could pay as long as you pay for their Amazon Prime, you have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you watch Amazon Prime because I never watch anything on Amazon Prime, but I'm paying for it. You know, just for the service of free shipping and shit like that.
But I'm saying, I feel you're saying streaming services, they have that down. I think it's a different thing to make one thing where it's a viewing experience and another to make an interactive experience. Google owned YouTube. They do YouTube really well. That's a service of streaming of sorts. But Stadia was another segment of theirs. They weren't doing that well. I don't think it translates clear like one to one.
I think
what
you're
I
right.
would what I would argue as a proposal as to what would be a great way for them to be like, let's get into games, is become a Steam. Become a space, because Steam doesn't. Why? Do you know in what sense I'm saying?
Well, just the game catalog. I'm assuming.
Well, they have Netflix. One of the things people I think always attribute is like, oh, what else do I like?
Yeah.
And they have just so many things like, oh, recommend it. I think that's what Steam lacks. And then if they could use their algorithm or whatever they have for aggregating people to like, you like this, you might like that. I think that would be a great feature for a user experience.
So I think it's different between Netflix and Google because Google, even though they have like YouTube, it's an automated space for them. Like people give the content, people take the content. They have nothing to do with it.
The people control.
Yeah. So it's all contributed by people pretty much. Where Netflix is providing the content, people take the content. and so Netflix is curating this content. So I think they already have a good space for that. It doesn't mean it's going to work for them, but like if like you're saying they take a similar measure where like the same thing to find a game and recommended games, where if they do something like that where like their service is provided and it does an accurate like recommendation and stuff, I think it'll work out really, really well. And then from there, I'd say if that works out for them, I'd say I'd give it maybe like 6 to 8 years before they announce their own game. But for now, I don't think they're going to even think about making their own game.
I think one of the first ones was Stranger Things, though. Stranger Things Netflix game.
I guess they did make their own game, but that was before they were streaming. Like they just based a game off of one of their IPs already.
What do you mean? I think that was in an effort to start doing this. Like they've been talking about doing games, Netflix games, for a while.
But they started with just a game.
Yes.
Well, okay, so now that they started streaming, I don't think they're going to announce another game.
I think technically that Black Mirror episode was a game.
That was a game.
Technically.
Well, it's
Choose your own adventure.
I think you're right, though. I think this is like their way of like slowly.
It's like Life is Strange, but a shitty version.
It's like their way of slowly integrating like
wasn't bad.
ideas for it.
But it wasn't like a game. It didn't feel like a game.
Yeah, I think this is the way of like slowly integrating it.
They need to hire Telltale.
That'd be a good way to do it.
No.
Why not?
No,
I hate this game.
There's isn't there a game that came out that uses FMV full video, but it's like choices. It got good reviews. No one picked it up on their fucking.
Oh, the fantasy thing?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
But you know,
Starts
now
with
that I
I.
think about it, they should make what is it, like choose your own adventure novels?
What do you mean novels?
Like
read?
well, similar to like the Bandersnatch or whatever that was called.
The Black Mirror episode, yeah.
But make it more like a visual novel with choices.
Why? There's a video. I don't get where
like
you
anime does a lot of it. They make games where it's a whole novel.
Okay.
And you get to choose all these different choices, but they make it like a real life, like action scenes versus anime
Immortality.
scenes.
What's the name of the game?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is.
I can see that. I'm worried about their streaming because from a user experience, it's become more and more of a contested thing of like they're throttling the data, and then like the conversation of what do you own, what do you not own? Like if it's do you buy a game?
We slept on it.
Yeah.
88.
Do you own a game? Do you not own a game? Is it part of the service kind of thing? Like what is it? Like is it only the stuff that they offer, or do you need to own it outside of the thing? That's like, I think, I don't know.
All I know is that Netflix.
I'm hesitant.
If they're gonna do what they do already with their video content, you don't own the games, but those games that they offer are all available to you, and referring to your throttling and stuff. That's all.
They're involved.
I know they're involved, but like, that's all stuff that they try to do in the background, and like when it needs to be announced because like it's like you need to tell people.
But there's tiered, like there's even like tiered packages of like I want the 4K Netflix, I want the regular Netflix, I want the family Netflix. What does that? How many other tiers does this involve now? Is this its own thing? Do they get bundled?
That is going to be a big thing that
Xbox
I'm going to
can
probably
just be like,
too.
we do games. I don't know. I feel like they have a easy in and out. It's been harder for others to figure out what their model is for.
So I don't want to defend it because I don't want any of this. I want like just give me the 4K or like give me an option and like they offer me all of the like qualities or whatever. But for specifically one streaming thing, which is like their streaming video, I feel like it's inevitable because people are going to be like, I want to, like, so many people are going to be streaming that they're taking so much bandwidth. So now they got to, like, if they're paying the minimum amount, which was originally the original price, you get like the 720, P quality video. Pay more to get the 1080. Pay more to get the 4K now. And eventually, I'm assuming is going to happen for the games, for specifically Netflix. But if this works out for them, I think other streaming services will take that too. So then Xbox would be like, pay more for high quality streams and stuff.
Maybe, yeah. I can see that.
But I think it's inevitable. It's always going to happen because like we're using more and more resources. With YouTube, with streams, like specifically streams.
What's inevitable? The streaming services or the paid tiers?
Paid tiers with anything streaming.
Got it.
Because we use so much, like when I'm watching a stream and I'm playing World of Warcraft, my stream goes to like 144p because I'm not focused on that. Like I don't have it selected. I'm like playing the game. So then I have to go in it, change it from automatic to like purposely make it a good quality and then go back into everything. So like already like they're already like lowering the stream automatically if you're not giving it the attention it needs. So
okay,
it's inevitable. But I think to end it, I think that Netflix has a good chance of making this work because they know streaming. Even though I hate the way they do their streaming because they offer like the tiers, they do the stuff, but they know how to provide it. So we'll see how this works.
what do you think? Do you think they have a chance?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. Like, you know who has a better chance and they don't mix their products? Apple has a better chance. Apple Arcade with their Apple TV, but they don't mix it. And I feel like when you mix it, and if you, it's gonna be another Google Stadia.
You mean mixing like
Mix it. Like Apple Arcade Apple has the games and the TV, but they don't mix those two together.
They have a thing.
They're
called,
not.
Well, no, they kind of do. They have. They're separate services.
Right. But they don't integrate. What I'm saying, they don't mix it together.
But
they keep it
they
separate.
do two things, and I don't know. I don't think this addresses it, but it's like a half step. I would say one, if you buy an Apple TV hardware, it allows you to access all of that, like with a controller. If you
I
wanted
think
to.
the
And
reason
two, they offer a service called Apple One, which is all of their different services bundled into one.
I think the reason why they won't mix it is because they want to charge more for everything separate. So like when you get arcade, it's one price. When you get the TV, it's one price. You could bundle it, but it's never going to be like integrated into like, Apple TV and it offers everything. Like
It might one day. I feel like they're slow with how they do that kind of stuff. They're like,
I don't think that they're slow. Like they do release things slow, but I think it's for them. It's a meticulous like decision that's making them a shit ton of money. So,
I have a question though. If you were to take an existing Netflix IP and make a game out of it, take out Stranger Things, what would you pick? Stranger Things already has one, and Black Mirror had one.
It's not going to get a lot of people playing it, I think, but I think they could integrate Gwent somehow because they already have The Witcher.
Well, I'm saying they're all, like an original.
Oh, original.
fuck, I don't even know what
Squid
originals
Game. Easy. Something popular, Squid Game.
Squid Game would be huge.
Something Squid Game. Easy.
I was gonna do like a Civ or like a Kingdom type of game with what's it called? What's the show with Kevin Spacey?
Shit. Is
Where he's
that a PS
president?
Vita?
House of Cards.
House of Cards, but like it's a political like point and click. Like you have to navigate political.
Or a Jeffrey Dahmer game. You gotta avoid them. Jeffrey Dahmer cooking game.
What's your neighbor? That one horror game.
Shit. You.
The glasses.
What would you pick?
And is you a fucking Netflix exclusive? That stalker guy?
I think so.
All right, then I'll go with you. I don't know. I really don't know. Like Netflix exclusives, like I heard different shows, but I don't know if that's exclusive or not. So I
Okay.
have no clue.
And next up, we're gonna go on to my topic. Something that did come back.
Marker.
I did.
Okay.
You don't need to remind me. I got it.
Shoo!
I'm trying to do it subtly, so it's not important. Comcast pulls the plug on G4 TV. They came back a year ago, and now not only did they get canceled, like as a network, but it happened without even the people in the thing knowing. Like one of them is the completionist. He's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He found out through a tweet by like Nibble or like a Wario or something. He's like, "This is
Was
how
it
I
an
found
I
out
or-
I lost my job."
Was it an I or L? Fucking bloodborne.
Tricksy guy. Yeah, and like Xavier Woods was another host, and he like checked Twitter when he was on a plane ride and was like, "What?" And like people lost their jobs. So, kind of just is the topic of G4 having come back and then not making it. What are you guys' thoughts?
So
I'll go into the other stuff after.
from my point of view, I watched the shit out of G4 when it first came out. Well, when it was out on TV, on like specifically Tech TV. And like I loved Adam Pereira, Kevin
Sessler?
Pereira.
Kevin Pereira. Yeah.
And Adam Sessler. I love those guys. Like I watched everything, but once that show ended, I didn't follow any of them. I didn't follow Adam. I didn't follow Kevin. I knew any of that. So when it came back, I watched like at some point when it came back, I watched like an episode or two, not even the whole thing, and I was just like, this is no longer content that I enjoy, and I stopped watching it.
Okay.
That's just like what it was for me, but like that doesn't mean it's the case for everybody, like everyone that's watching them. So but for me it was like, this isn't the content that I want to watch anymore. I never watched it.
The reason why they failed, I actually auditioned for it and they didn't pick me. I did audition for it, but
You lost.
You would
your
have
chance.
but it's so stupid. Like these, like what I noticed about these like audition things, like they want someone kind of like known. They don't pick a random, except for the King of the Nerds season 2. I was almost there, almost. But why I think it failed is because, first of all, I do remember watching G4, Attack of the Show. Those shows sucked. I'm gonna be blunt. But the reason why I watched those shows and the reason why those shows succeeded, that was the only video game pop culture thing on TV. On the internet space, if that was on TV, it would do a lot better. But I mean, I don't watch TV anymore. That's the problem. I mean, I would have watched. I know I would have watched it if I had cable, but there's nothing like that on TV, and that's the reason why it succeeded, because that was the only thing on TV. I think the people doing it the best is Kind of Funny, even though I do not watch them. I'll watch clips every now and then, but I think those guys are doing it the best. And we're in an age of, I would rather watch a Twitch streamer talk about gaming news than, because certain Twitch streamers do it better than G4. The new G4 was not that good, and the old G4 wasn't good either. So there's Twitch streamers that do gaming news better than them. So
Okay. Yeah, I think you hit on some good points. It was the only thing around back then. Now, as time went on, like when I wanted to hear, I could only go to magazines for wide access to different gaming opinions, thoughts, reviews. Then I heard of Tech TV, and I was like, there's people that talk about this in front of a camera, and I have access to it, like you're saying. And then now we're in a world where, like, who I can look up 1,000 reviews of X game or Y game or X news or Y news on any of these platforms, but like everyone goes to their favorite person that they're like, I want the Kind of Funny version, or I want the streamer version, or I want Maximilian Dude's version, like whatever. Like everyone's got, and so what are they now, like in all that? And I feel like they didn't have a strong plan when they tried to bring it back. They were just riding nostalgia, I think, for the biggest part of it. And when they brought in Xavier Woods, completionist, I think what's his name, Golden Boy. He's a good shoutcaster for a lot of esports. Adam Sessler came back. Kevin Ferrer and a few others and some new folks. I'm like, they have something.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like they did anything new with it or anything that stood out with it. It was just, here's the old stuff we used to do with modern day kind of stuff. Like, we're just gonna do hangouts. I like the Adam Sessler TikToks of him reviewing a game. I'm like, this is like what I remember, but now in a modern format. I'm like, okay, that's a good staple, but I don't think you can ride that to success.
Yeah.
And stay on.
I
that.
think he did one. The Metroid Dread review. I really like that because he dislike it? Someone disliked it and someone liked it, and
he was more critical of it. He liked parts of it. He was just more critical, and he after his initial thing, the completionist joined who loved it.
Then
it was that back and forth.
Yeah,
I remember we
that
talked
was
about
cool.
it.
Yeah.
There was short, and I thought that was one of the few moments where and this again, it's not enough to write on, but they had those videos where it was the short form. You could watch the clips of just his brief reviews, which reminded you of the old stuff. But then if you wanted to go to YouTube or anywhere else, you got like the 30-minute to an hour dissection of it where him and the completionist would go back and forth about some game. I'm like, okay, this is cool. Like, make that one aspect, but they didn't have anything. Like, I felt like none of the other aspects were there.
Yeah.
I saw someone as a joke, and I don't know how much I feel. I don't know how I feel about it, but there was one thing that I remember being a big part of this was one of their female hosts made a really great topic of like being a female in the game space and being in the stream space, and said a bunch of, and then someone was like, literally 2 weeks later, they had like a hot tub with like Amaranth and a few other and really just leaning into what that was, not so much like them talking to them or anything else. I'm like, I don't know. It felt like mixed signals of what they were trying to say. I'm like, that was weird. Just it felt like they didn't have a direction. That's why my point is like with all their other stuff. But it is interesting in today's space. Like, could something that's based on that content succeed in some fashion, and what would it have to be in order to succeed? Besides, are you saying it would have to be on public television, or do you think there'd have to be something more like
the landscape's different now? So,
like, I know, like, for instance, let me say this: there are in the world of sports. There are streamers, there are YouTubers that talk sports, but there's still ESPN. There's still talk shows on TV that like they break it down, they talk it. Where could you get an equivalent of any of that stuff?
So that's what I was gonna say. So
prominent.
There's streamers that like, I think it's a personal opinion whether one streamer is specifically better overall to like a show, but like you do enjoy them more than the show. Like
they have larger followings.
Yeah. So you like the streamer, even though a lot of times it's just like an off topic that they talk about for this game, and then they go back to like whatever they were talking about. But the show, Attack of the Show or whatever, it didn't do anything special, and it didn't like reinvent the wheel. It didn't do anything different. Kind of Funny, I feel like it's spread out so much. So like, even though a little bit of people are taking this like information from Kind of Funny, when you add it all together, it's a shit ton of people that take this information. So they're making content that way, and it's all successful. But Attack the Show didn't do that either. They just had a show, and then they split off temporarily, like Adam Sessler did like the TikToks and stuff. But it wasn't. They didn't like lean hard on that to like bring in people to watch the show or anything like that, which I think is why it didn't succeed. But to get back to your question of like, is there anywhere to get that? I don't think there is.
What would it take to get that?
I don't know, and I'd like to find out, because I don't think that there is a space on the online community where it's like exclusively like video game stuff. Like, you can go to Kind of Funny, but like they have other content. Like they have podcasts for wrestling, they have podcasts for something else. Like there's just they do a wide range of things, but I don't think there's exclusively just a video game thing. And I want to know what something can have to make it that and make it successful.
this may sound sleazy, but
Women.
I mean, kind of, but like the TMZ, like drama, like it's a sleazy approach, but if you somehow incorporated gaming news with also drama news, I think that would work.
I sadly agree with him, dude, because I feel like on TikTok, or not TikTok, on like streaming on Twitch, like whenever drama happens, like it just becomes big effing news, and like people get like their face
Research,
like everything, and then like it dies down, goes back normal, then like next drama comes up, and it dies down, goes normal, next drama, and it's just always drama, and I think drama is the number one seller. It's like that thing where like, you know how back in the day, you'd like don't watch Fox News, don't watch like NBC TV or whatever, because it's like, it's just old people getting like this news that's like a specific thing, and like us or me being like young was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch that, I'm gonna watch something else, and I would watch other things, and now it's moved on to the streaming service where like people watch drama, and I'm like, I don't want to watch that. Like I want to watch something like.
Well, I feel like that's how an individual could get in that position, but I don't think that necessarily gets you what I'm saying in the terms of the content of like where, like what is there a world where it's possible, and what would it take for that possibility to make it where there's recurring conversation and news and dialogue about like the latest in games news, not just being a getting out there and being in the game space.
I think it is possible, but I don't know what it needs to take to get to that point, because we don't have a space that takes that yet.
I'm starting to think less and less that it's not even a point of interest. Like, I don't know, I'm thinking it out loud. I'm like, you just said, like, old people will go to, so it's like, that's not where that exists anymore. It's like the content that would be available is in snippets, is in bites, is in shorter forms elsewhere, and that's the space it lives in now. And so I'm like, maybe it's never on cable TV, because that's not where the people that would want that news go anyway. The kids that would want to watch what's the latest in games today would go to their TikToks or the YouTubes or to the Twitches, because that's where they're not going to go like, who's got cable TV nowadays? Like, they don't have it.
But like, oh, sorry, I guess I never made this point. I don't think that the route for like this type of channel would be TV anymore. It'd be like a space on the internet, but it would do like mini clips of videos and put them on TikToks.
I know, but like
on Twitch,
kind of. I feel like you still
have a space like YouTube where you put the whole video. You know, because they always need to like have it, but.
Something like is to me, three things come to mind. I want to know what you guys think. You said drama in one way of it, but to me, I think three things come to mind. One, you either got to be like a big enough celebrity in your own right, like a ninja, a Pokemon, like whoever, XYZ, XQC, where when people hear you, or a PewDiePie, like another one, when you say something, people are like, whoa. I think that's one way. I think another way is you're a group of them, like an OTK of sorts, like where there's several talk heads. Like Asmongold, there's always clips of him just sharing random opinions and stuff, and other folks. And then the other way is kind of like more old-fashioned but still modern, is like the kind of funny way where they've like fully branded everything out, divided everything up, and set it up, and like they piecemeal it in different formats. That's fine, but they're like still structured like a network, and these others are more like new age. I think these two, or at least one's more freeform, like it's just a person. I don't know. Those to me stand out. I don't know if
I'm gonna add another one.
Okay.
This is in context towards sports. Okay. I don't really watch sports, but there's a guy named Skip Bayless, and there is another guy. It's a black dude. I don't know his name, but they're known for hot takes, like. Lakers are number 32 seed, blah, 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 blah. They'll say the craziest shit, and people are like, man, these guys are fucking clowns, but they get paid. Their hot takes get them paid.
Do you think that those hot takes start conversations around things?
It does, for sure. And I know they're saying that just for the controversy.
Drama.
Yeah, it's just for the controversy. They're not
a form of drama.
But I think it, like, in a way, gets people like if you want them to talk about news, they're like, this is nothing. Like you're like, of course, like okay, let's say like a kid crossed the street. And then someone's like, I'm gonna give a hot take. That kid should not have been. That should have been illegal. And it's like, what the fuck? And then starts a conversation around that kid crossing the street.
Yeah.
It like.
It reminds me of our first guest. Yeah, like he has some hot take. He said Breath of the Wild is garbage. I was like, what? But I mean, those kind of opinions kind of sell.
It becomes less about the opinion and more just a striking a conduit for.
Stephen A. Smith is his name.
When you guys were saying drama, I was thinking more like this person hate like when you TMZ, I'm thinking like trivial stuff.
Yeah, but it's like it's all encompassing when it comes to drama. Like just have a hot take, say something about someone says something about you. Like it's all encompassing when it comes to drama. But
not even about people, but like about like I believe this should like now it's less about truth. Like everyone's got their truth.
Yeah, like this show sucks.
Like you hear podcast hot takes all the time.
ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, hot take on Nets, put NBA on notice. And this guy's just known for hot takes.
But I think that works on like a TikTok form. Like you make a hot take on the video, like Breath of the Wild, this shit sucks, and then you explain like a couple of things.
I mean,
but that's
it causes
who kind of does hot takes?
Causes a spark, and people start commenting on the video, even if it's negative. It starts commenting. Starts getting the views.
Who kind of does that? Donkey.
Yeah.
Like not always, but sometimes. I would say even further to your point though, Vargas, of it sparks conversation in the topics, but then people go on Twitter, then people go and do responsive videos that are long dissertations like this is why he's wrong. And then they just like break it down.
But to you, it's you got talked about. Like that's all
I know.
that matters.
I'm saying to your point. I'm adding to that.
And even though Donkey, I think, does a form of this, I think he does it unconsciously.
No, I think he does it intentionally.
You think he does it intentionally?
Yeah,
I think because he's like this should be like there should be a conversation about.
I think people don't realize it's a joke, and people take it too seriously. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, like when he jokingly showed the what is it? The ending of
Xenoblade.
Yeah.
No,
that was fucked up. I'm just kidding.
That would be.
But I don't know. I feel like there could be a space. It's no longer on TV. It's no longer on cable television. The space that needs to happen needs to be somewhere on the internet. Probably like form a full video on YouTube and then have it spread out through like TikTok, through Twitter and stuff like that. But I think it's still there, and I kind of do agree with Kurosh where it could be someone big. Like if XQC starts like out of nowhere, just one day just starts making a show where he talks about fucking games, everyone would watch that shit.
But he talks about drama, and that's why everybody watches his shit.
But I'm saying like if someone more knowledgeable that doesn't talk about drama all the time started talking about it, people would watch them. Like if Summit started talking about games, people would start watching them, or like not start watching them, but like it roll it snowball effect and get bigger and bigger and bigger, and he can make something with it. Like everyone big, like Ninja could talk about games and it snowball into like a show or something like that. But for someone new, like let's say me, you, to come into the space, we'd have to like just pump out content. I would assume at a higher quality, like have good editing skills, good videos and stuff like that, and just do it over and over and over, and little by little people would watch us. But I don't know if we can make it to the point where we would be considered like the show, like the gaming show or something like that.
I feel like with how big the space of the internet is, you wouldn't be the show, no matter how much effort you put into something like that. You'd have to be as big as like a Disney or something. Like that's how widespread you have to be. I feel like that way leads you to become a corner of like, you know how like Maximilian has his corner where he's like, you start to form a personality of like what your taste is and what
I like his takes.
Yeah, but like it's also I like how he does his takes too. Yeah. Him and Trihex, it's like you just make your community, and then you have discussions, you have conversations, you make points, you break it down. Yeah. I think that makes you like a cornerstone of like when I go to space, you become one of the higher ends of like when if I need a reliable
Source.
place for how to contextualize this information, it's not going to be biased. It's not going to be this. This is where these are the places I would go for that. And like, I think that's just the nature of the internet being as big as it is. No matter how much, like that's what I'm saying is like, no matter how good
I guess
one would follow that.
Although I talk about being the show, I don't think of it as like getting hundreds of millions of views. I think about like
well, just being considered that voice.
yeah. Well, I think about when it comes
You would
to
have to be a
concurrent
PewDiePie.
concurrent viewers, like 10,000. But like if I put a YouTube video of my content, I'd get like 1 million like views over like a span of like a month or something like that. Like I think of that being like the moment where like I am the show, even though I'm not like widely known or anything like that. It's still small because like it's just enough to be able to survive on just the show alone. And I feel like to do that for us, we'd have to make content over time, pump it, make it high quality, make it obviously like a weekly thing or something like that. But
Like a weekly downloadable content.
Similar to that, yeah, weekly DLC.
That's a good idea.
And then but what we're talking about is like if Ninja does it, he could just start talking about a fucking show right now or a game right now, and then people would start listening, and it just snowball into a show. Or XQC do it, or someone that does it. I feel like Pokemon would be even bigger, you know?
I mean, our most watched episodes were 69 in a Joe Rogan thing. Controversy.
No, I don't know.
Drama.
Okay, you say Joe Rogan, but the rest of that was OnlyFans.
Okay. So, sex.
The consistency is
Sex
people come
and-
to us for sex appeal.
Sex and drama.
So
So
we just become the new late night radio call-in show.
Oh, love
but,
line.
but yeah, like what
You're
I
calling
wanted
in
to
the
know-
love line.
Hi, it's Adam Carla.
Belly boys.
What I wanted to know
You're on
was-
the air.
Tell me your story.
What I wanted to know was that like G4 went out. Kind of Funny is like huge. What do you need to do to stay in like the space and survive?
I think you need consistency. I think you need
Which-
breaking news.
Which I think
You gotta be the
G4 had.
first.
G4 had consistency.
breaking news, be the first. And we got Twitter for that. So it's kind of hard for breaking news.
No, but like I feel you're right about breaking news and that Twitter gets it first.
Like,
But, like-
to announce the news.
Yes. First.
I think Twitter will always beat like a video format, but you have to do the video format right for it to be like considered part of the breaking news.
I used to read Kotaku religiously.
Yeah, me too.
Fucking
like-
breaking news. Whoa. Whoa.
That's a journalist at that point.
You
Now
know,
it's like Twitter.
maybe
Twitter.
that is a way to start, where you would make.
Well, people, I see this all the time. People just like TikTok. They'll go on there, and whatever the news is, they're not the first, but then they just say it very clearly, very poignantly. G4 just closed down. This happened. End video.
Click
And
on
then
the article.
No.
It shows
It's
us
just
the
a
whole
video.
thing?
So then they just keep doing that for different news things that
That's
have been
true.
happening, because the feed. I'll see that 3 days from when it happened, but it doesn't matter because I never knew anything about it until I saw his thing,
Yeah.
and I liked it. I liked how it was presented. Then it becomes more pushed, and then it becomes the first thing you see, and then it's like, regardless of, you might be like I feel like we live on that front on the gaming news where we're like the second it's out, we know within like a couple of hours. A lot of people, it's not the case. Like people that like have like kids and have day-to-day lives. Like I was at work all day. What happened? They still are into games. They like all that stuff, but they're not on the edge of their seat all that stuff, clicking these things. We are. And so for that, and those are, I think, more of the masses where they're like doing all this stuff, and they'll find out. Like I always see this as like a measure. I'm like, I'll find out about, let's say, something with Elden Ring or this latest announcement, and then if I don't share it within like my group chat at work, I don't hear about it until like 3 days later from everyone, because that's like by the time they've looked at some sites, it's one of the if it's not like the biggest thing in news, it's somewhere that eventually they're like, oh shit, did you guys hear about this? I'm like, yeah, like days ago, because we're like on that front.
Yeah.
But I think that's why there's some leniency in how soon it is, but more so doing it in a way that's like appealing and effective.
You know what would do well, and this does well? Speculation news. Like, oh, Marvel met with Keanu. Like, it could be fake, but that shit still is fucking hot and popping. Like, speculation news is fucking... It's hot.
It's hot. I feel like I don't ever go to it for, like... I go to it for just speculation. I don't go to it for, like, wait, is this real? Because then every time I see something on there, I'm like, I don't know if this is real.
The thing I predicted, though, has been right. 2 out of 2 so far. God of War being released this year, and Silent Hill, new Silent Hill. There's a Korean rating system. Mm-hmm. They rated it. It's been leaked twice, and it's hit 2 out of 2. Boom.
Yeah.
A month ago, I said new Silent Hill's coming out, and Badzilla's like, no, quit lying to me. They've hit 2 out of 2.
But you don't go for it for content. You go for it for speculation. But all the girls at work, it's real facts. Real truthful facts.
The speculation.
Yeah.
Like when you hear speculative news, like, did you hear they're going to do like X-Men? Like,
mainly like all famous like musicians and or actors and stuff like that. But
that shit's huge, man. Speculation.
They tell me like, did you hear that this person did this? And then I look at it and it's like, this is a speculative article and this isn't right. And so
that's, I guess, also comes down to what you're okay with.
Yeah.
Like as a sharing however you want to do. I prefer like accuracy personally. And if it's speculation, it's speculation. Like rumors are showing that this is happening. There was sightings of this. Like,
yeah, but then when they report it to me, they're just like, "Did you hear that this person did this?" And you're like, "Oh my god!"
Chris Pine's, Harry Styles, drama, speculation,
spit. And then people are going like, "He didn't spit. He didn't."
I mean, I'm meeting with my old coworker, and he has a podcast, and his co-host has 16,000 followers. And it's funny because he always says, this guy misses all the time. He has a 90% miss rate, but 16,000 followers is 16,000 followers.
Yeah.
And James Gunn's fucking retweeted him, correcting him.
Is he active?
Yes.
I think that plays a big part, regardless of take.
Yeah, because I can be active.
Well, because I was reading analytics and also watching videos, people explaining analytics. They say, let's say there's 4 topics or subject matters you are in those spaces.
Yeah.
Be active in each one of those spaces consistently for a period of time. The algorithm starts tweaking you to be like, okay, you're going to be shown in the forefront of this and this and this. And it's like, you're gaming the algorithms to be more relevant and then being popped up. Like, but it takes activity.
I have a speculation, and I'm pretty sure 95% is going to be true. Elden Ring DLC will have that boss that has already died. I forgot his name. He's on the wall posted up, and Feet Girl's there.
Oh, the
and you
giant
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
That's
He's already dead. But
the witch
starts with the G. But I'm speculating you're gonna fight that guy, time travel or something. Pretty sure.
Or they're just gonna revive him.
Yeah, that too.
Like all animes, they come back.
Plus Ultra. Cool. That's my topic. Marker. Take us away.
Bayonetta 3 voice actress came out saying how much she got paid, and she was saying to donate to charity, not to buy the game. There's a thing I don't agree with. Well, we'll talk about it later that she said. So, thoughts on the whole thing? I mean, yeah.
So I didn't know
$4,000.
But I saw that. What was it? Jason Schreier said that Bayonetta is not a big game.
I can believe it. It's very niche.
It's not a big game.
It's a niche game.
So I don't know if Nintendo was looking to be, what is it, like evil about this, or if they were just like, based on like our numbers, this is a $4,000 job versus like a percentage job or something like that. I don't know, because this is all speculation.
Well, Jason Schreier, like he said, she said, he said that she was gonna get paid $4,000 a session. There was gonna be 4 sessions.
Oh.
So it's $16,000, but that's still kind of low.
Mm-hmm.
But
So, the news that broke in regards to the article you're talking about. Last week, Bayonetta former voice actor called for fans to boycott the new game, saying she was offered just $4,000 to work on it. Her Twitter video went viral and stoked a debate over voice actor wages. But the full story is much more complicated. Platinum offered Helena Taylor, who's the voice actress that formerly played Bayonetta before this game, between $3,000 and $4,000 per sessions for at least 5 sessions, according to 2 people familiar with the deal, and documentation viewed by our journal company, Bloomberg. In response, the people said Taylor asked for a 6-figure fee and residuals. Negotiations fell apart. Taylor denies this account. In an email to Bloomberg, she called that version of evidence an absolute lie and said that Platinum is trying to save their ass and the game. Taylor's videos have received more than 9.5 million views on Twitter and led to a deluge of calls from fans and pundits to boycott Bayonetta 3. But accounts and evidence reviewed by Bloomberg make it clear that those videos were not the whole story. Taylor's videos also led to a barrage of Twitter vitriol and harassment towards Platinum developers and the new Bayonetta actress, Jennifer Hale, who put out a statement saying she could not comment and subsequently retweeted a telling thread. From someone else saying, I feel the critical thinking is a skill that needs to be taught on its own subject in school. 1, if you hear one side or part of one side of a story, you haven't heard the whole story. 2, spreading an opinion based off of partial information can spread misinformation, is the thing that that voice actress shared. Final statement here is, it's unlikely that the full story will get as much traction or as many eyeballs as the original Twitter video, which in my opinion raises some interesting questions about pleas to emotion and how information is disseminated in the social media age.
So I think this all goes back to like literally drama. Like the girl,
And the dangers of it.
I don't think she did it like purposefully, if anything, but she worded her stuff like to seem like it was a lot of drama, and her videos got like a shit ton of views. I wouldn't say she's in the wrong or she's in the right, but
There's not enough information.
yeah, but like she's being the one who's getting all the support from people, from the public versus
Well,
like
not
Platinum
only
Games.
that, but it's taking that support and weaponizing it.
Yeah.
And it's being, and because of just, maybe it's out of her hands at that point, but then those people then attack other people that some were developers aren't involved in negotiations of a salary of a voice actress, but then they get the receiving end of it.
the thing I don't like what she said, the original voice actress, she's like, I am Bayonetta. That other person cannot sign merchandise with Bayonetta on it. I'm like, whoa, hold the fuck up, dude. Like, just because David Hayter voiced Snake, I mean, if I saw Kiefer Sutherland, I'm still going to get shit signed from him. Like, that doesn't make it your fucking character just because you got replaced as a voice actor. I got that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, no.
But I think like there's specific characters where like someone plays it for so long that when someone new comes in, even the public is like, fuck that person, like F that person.
But
like
that wasn't the case until she started speaking. That's what I
Right.
think.
Well,
It's
like-
like until she started actively saying boycott this and do this, was there anyone saying that? It wasn't on the merit of
now
just,
with those two situations, because like with Snake, it was like an early version was the one guy, and then Keith was like later, but they were both perfectly like 50-50 an amount of amounts of voice acting that they've done. I feel like
no. David Hayter did 1 through 4, and
oh,
Kiefer only did 5.
never mind. Okay,
He only did 1.
misinformation.
yeah.
Yeah, now Kiefer Sutherland's gonna get hate.
I'm just giving an example of misinformation.
I think the part that I think the focus for me on this whole thing is how people can weaponize that and how much like I've seen it before with like YouTube drama where like I think there was a lot of stuff always going on with Colin Moriarty and his group, and there's an innocence and a blurred line of like I'm just defending my point, but when you provoke all the time or when you instigate, you have like there's a weight that carries with you as you have a voice publicly, and then if you say something directed at someone else, that could you have
All
to
the
be like,
weight.
what's the consequence of that?
Right.
Like, so, could there be ramifications to this that maybe I didn't directly cause, but indirectly cause because of like?
That's Colin saying this.
No, I'm saying this
Oh,
because
okay.
I've seen it happen where, let's say, like for instance, Colin Moriarty would say something about a reporter reporting on him, calling him mean things.
Yeah.
Like really, and you're like, okay, yeah, but then it kind of instigates his fan base to go shit talk.
Yeah.
It's like between these two spaces, it's like shit talking. Like,
Yeah.
not them directly. It's like if you guys both, in my opinion, with this, it's like, well, if you guys are both in disagreement or you have feelings, take it offline. Like you guys are doing this on a stage because you want that. In my opinion, it's like you want that attention.
Yeah.
And with that attention comes the chances that you get people to be very mean and very ugly on your behalf.
But
And that's the part I don't like about this.
I don't. So specifically with like Bayonetta, with games in general, I don't know what an appropriate amount is to be like a voice acting. Like it all depends on how big a game is. I know that Bayonetta was a smaller game, not like too small, but a smaller game versus like God of fucking War.
Whoa.
Like
I know the voice actor for Nico in Grand Theft Auto 4, he was misled and he wasn't told this is Grand Theft Auto 4. He just told him, you're going to voice a game, say these lines. He got paid shit
Do you guys?
for it. That kind of irks me the
Yeah,
right way
yeah.
because they misled him. They
Yeah.
didn't tell him what game it was.
Yeah. When I feel like when it's like a NDA, whatever, they can get very, very weird
Hey,
about it.
Cousin,
What
it's
I
your
don't,
cousin.
I don't know if you guys ever think about this, but I'm like, I feel like when it gets brought up for these things, I'm like, what's different about that than like, not this specific case, but when I hear about a pay disparity in someone in a public eye in a movie,
Like
in a game.
15K.
But yeah, I think about what about the day-to-day person that deals with that all the time? They're like, there's no call to action, there's no uproar, there's like,
Oh, there's a call to action. 20K.
but I mean, like, it's weird that that get to me. A part of me is like, it was weird to me that gets a spotlight and should be looked at any differently. I'm like, if that's gonna get that attention, I think all of it should get an attention, and it's hard, or not at least if. And I'm not saying that in like. If a person of color, if a person of a different culture gets a pay decrease as a result, that should happen. That should be resolved everywhere. I don't get why just the video game story of it is the one getting. It's like it's part of like the real. I feel like I reconcile with it when I'm like, this is the world we live in. We like the things in the spotlight, and we like to like focus on that.
It's kind of weird because, to my knowledge, before knowing this, I know that voice actors that do anime and video games, I know they don't get paid well going into it. There are exceptions. Some of them do get paid well, but they don't get residuals, man. They get paid a lump sum and that's it.
Same with like comic artists, and like then what happens with all their work?
A
They
lump
just
sum.
get the shaft on.
Yeah,
all
they
that
get
shit.
the big two. Fucking fuck.
Yeah,
You created this character? No, it's ours.
forever, and we made like 100 shows out of it or something. Yeah. And so I don't know, like what I hear about sometimes where it's like this company worked overtime or this. I'm like, I do. I know like 20 other people that do. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, but like, I feel like there is moments where a situation is just more loud. Like it doesn't start loud. Someone starts yelling and no one's listening, and it dies. And then another situation happens. Someone starts yelling. Someone picks it up. Someone else picks it up. It becomes a big thing, and then everyone focuses on this specific issue, even though just like the other day, someone was saying the same thing, but fuck them because we didn't hear it.
Yeah.
And now it's just this person. And it's like it's similar. It's like this is just a moment in time where we're listening to something that's very loud. And first of all, I don't know how much she's supposed to be even compensated, how much a good amount would have been. I do feel like she was asking for a lot. But before I found out that Bayonetta wasn't a big game, I would have thought that Bayonetta was like one of the biggest games, and I probably would have asked.
There's a
for-
question. Do you have Bayonetta 2?
I don't have anything.
You
I don't
have
have
Bayonetta 2?
Bayonetta 1, 2, or 3. I don't even have Bayonetta as a character in Smash.
No, I do. Residuals.
But I don't know what the compensation for that would have been.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think that's where, like, sometimes where you hear with some of these voice acting and performance in games, there's, like, the screen actors for films and for shows, there's guilds and unions that protect that. Like, yeah, organize. Like, I think protect yourselves as best you can.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, I think that's the part I would focus on more than calling towards a specific game. Because that game, again, they try to boycott. Like, also what she's calling for them to do, I think, is not as clear cut as what that is. Just because, again, the finance team or whoever the hiring team was disagree with her. Now she's saying all those developers that worked on this should not get their due. And I feel like that's just like throwing a hot potato on who else should get screwed over on this.
Yeah.
Like, boycotting games is harder to be like that. That doesn't solve a problem all the time.
She's just taking everyone down with her, essentially.
It's mixed. It's like, okay, how do you fight this? Do you raise your voice in some ways? Maybe there was other ways she could have raised her voice, like gone to Bloomberg or gone to somewhere with like facts or organized with other people or I don't know, something. I just feel like you always hear like this game for instance, let's say Neil Druckmann or let's say Cory Balrog, that one person did something or some exec did something,
They should all
fuck the whole game. There's 200 people plus that worked on that game.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like,
Fuck
I
them.
needed a job.
Fuck them. Let the game make more money for the developer or for the company rather than the developers.
Yeah, and
But-
then that's the other part. Yeah,
But
that's
I think
weird.
I think she should have gotten paid more. I don't know how much more, but yeah, I do think she went about it the wrong way. Like, she not only did she bring attention to the situation, she's enticing people to like go after like the development company for something that they're not involved in. Like, they just made the game. They're not the financial people for this or anything like that. And even though she made it loud that she's in a situation where she didn't get paid enough, it's not going to entice anyone to pay her more. Like, the situation is not going to be like, oh, sorry, here's $20,000 a session now or something like that. They're just going to pay her that one and never deal with her ever again.
Maybe
They're probably just going to hire the new actors.
I don't think they did. I think they've just stayed firm and they're not doing it.
Yeah.
But you know what else is like? This is we talked about like people directing their stuff and complaints. A bunch of news sites quickly picked up on it, and I think in the way that you're talking of like drama, they were like clicks. But to me, I'm like it's masked that with like they're trying to be supportive. It's like no, you're going off of like a headline, like IGN jumped on it or all these other sites. And it's like. Again, do you get the full story? Or do you just get the headline?
But headlines will always, like, I think, even if you mean...
Yeah, people probably just didn't even read the article. Just
but yeah,
retweeted the headline.
Even if you mean good intentions through, like, other methods, you use a headline to grab attention. So it's going to be like...
But in a one side of the
Denzel Washington said it best. He said, we live in a society where it doesn't matter if you're right. It just matters if you're first.
Yeah. So I'm saying like the article could explain the whole situation perfectly, but you need something to capture the audience, and you're gonna make a headline like that's gonna sound maybe one way or another, but you explain it later on in the article.
No.
But people won't read that article.
I guess
Most people.
Most people. Yeah. So like, if anything, you just want to write that headline first and be like, this person said this.
I see some tweets are fucking wild. Like, this is LeBron James' final year. I'm like, what? And I clicked on it.
No.
What the fuck?
Oh, the thing he shared where like what was the thing that you recently shared? Hold on, let me
Doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, as long as you're first.
Shit. I got all these different texts. You shared that the McDonald's figures the title was like it's selling for $100,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the first comment on the thing was like,
Well,
they're
no, it's not
for, like,
selling for 100. It said it's being offered.
right. It
They're
it
still
used
right.
Their
It's
words
still
correctly,
right.
but like the way you get it is like you're gonna
Yeah.
get it
No,
one way
but
or
some
another.
sites would say selling.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't.
Yeah.
I agree that
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't.
One
But
would-
others
and then-
would say it that way, and you're like, what?
And in the comment under it was like selling for like 20. No need to read this. Like
Yeah.
that's what it was. I read the headline. I read the comment. I was like, that's all I need to know.
Well, I've seen people try to just like full on do arguments of like I'm right, you're wrong with health stuff, purely with headlines. They'll look up something like, "Is this bad for you?" Headline says that, and then
Yeah.
they throw it. And I'm
Bad
like,
for
if
you.
you read the article, it says it for people that have these specific conditions. It's
Yeah.
fatal. And I'm like, and then this website, I'm like, this isn't even there's like 90 spam.
But
hitting me
they're
now.
still right there. So
And then a lot of people go back and forth. They counter with another article.
Yeah.
It's like 50% of people say you're wrong.
and then
Joe Rogan told me.
They counter with an article that references that article and shit. Like
But it's just headlines.
Yeah.
None of this is like, yeah,
so.
insanity. The world we live in.
But yeah.
Are you guys
so,
gonna play Bayonetta 3?
No.
I'm gonna buy it
More
eventually.
World of Warcraft.
Not first day.
Okay. I just want the score to be.
I've never played a Bayonetta.
It's cool.
I've only
It's-
played her as Smash, but I've never played it.
It's like Devil May Cry, but
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, I know that it's good because of the Devil May Cry thing, but
Style.
even Devil May Cry, like I played 2 games and that's it.
It's like Devil May Cry with executions. There's executions in the game. You kill angels. You're
Yeah.
a witch that kills angels.
I just know the level in
fucked up.
Smash
You going to-
where it's constantly moving. And shit's everywhere. It's her level.
Oh.
Is the most. Is the level I would recommend the least to show a new Smash player. I've tried it 3 times. I'll pick that stage, and they're like, "I don't know what's going on."
And the game is very like ooh woo, like
Yeah.
they sell
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sex
Tongue in
up.
cheek
Yeah,
fan
it's just
service.
like
But it's Nintendo, so they don't do it. I'm
No,
scared.
but they
oh
do.
yeah, they do it.
They do.
Yeah.
Cool. Next topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what? I guess this is a. What would make you not want to buy a game? Like, what would have to happen? Because that I would still buy it, even if her side was true. I would. It would not be like I would not be like I'm not gonna buy this game like just because of that. What would it take for you to not buy a game? Because I mean, fucking Blizzard is fucking doing fucking crazy shit.
And I'm
People
playing the
still play
shit
it.
out of it.
What would it take?
People died as a result of the game.
Mm.
So it has
Even-
to be something like directly correlated to the game.
Like, if I'm completely honest, I would already have to like not care for the game, and if something like happened where like they didn't pay him enough, someone exhausted themselves to death, they're working overtime, like all this stuff and stuff. If I didn't have interest in the game, I wouldn't. I'd like that enticed me more not to play it. But if I from the beginning, if I want to play a game, if I see it, I'm like, dude, this looks fucking sick. I'm enjoying it. Honestly, it fucking doesn't matter what the fuck they do. I will play the
Marker.
shit out of that game.
Don't
I
get
will
it.
play. No, mark it. I want you to put it on.
Is that the same for like movies as well? Like, let's say the director just.
Yeah, dude. Because
It
like,
depends.
there's
I can't
directors-
think of a specific thing, but if they were involved in something like
like
child,
what you told me, like
Woody
Alfred
Allen?
Hitchcock.
I forgot what he
Yeah,
did.
Woody Allen.
Married his daughter, stepdaughter.
Yeah, I enjoy
Groomed her.
his fucking movies. I watched them later on, found out about the shit, and I still enjoyed the shit out of the movies.
I don't think I've watched a movie since finding that out, but it's not for like nothing has enticed me or.
Just to say, so I will say, I watched all of Woody Allen's older films and loved them. He came out with a new one, like a modern one. I didn't care for, like, I didn't care to watch that movie. I had already heard the information, but I already didn't care, so I still haven't watched it to this day. But it's only because I didn't care about the movie.
I do. I feel like the one I feel the weirdest with. I don't actively seek it out, but if I hear it, I'm like, okay. I feel like neutral now about it. Is Michael Jackson music, and that goes back to like we talked about art and artists.
Yeah.
Like I think the product that he created, the music that he made, is impressive, but it's hard. It's it's not that I dismiss it.
Yeah.
It's that I am like, this is also a thing. Like, it's just something that I'm aware of now.
We
that I'm
joke. We're like, when we listen to music,
His
we'll be
music.
like, this is before the allegations, or
allegation.
this is after the allegation, but it's like, fine. We joke, but honestly, I listen to his music. Like, I have it on my thing. It comes up from time to time, and I don't think anything of it. I listen to music, I like it, and change it, it plays in the next song. But
it depends on what happened.
I want to say it depends, but I haven't had anything that has reached that point.
What if Hitler made the game?
I would still play it. Would still play it.
Okay.
If Hitler made Wolfenstein, I'd still play it. No, but like,
Context.
honestly, like in reality, I haven't had
The clip. Clip it, Jamie.
I haven't had anything like. There's been situations where like right now, you told me like Alfred Hitchcock was like messed up to all of his female actresses, yet The Birds, like that movie was amazing to me. Like I like it, and I still like it. It doesn't change my.
That's why the acting's so good.
It hasn't changed my opinion on it. But like that is fucked up that he was fucked up to the women, like, But I haven't thought of anything that would.
I look at it differently, for sure.
I not even like. I guess I
Like-
think about it. I'll be like, damn, it's fucked up that the guy did that, but
Well,
it's
'cause,
so
like,
sick that he made it like this. Like,
The reason I'm saying it changes the way I see it is because, like, imagine it's something like super, like whatever they created, art or whatever, is super happy, positive, innocent, and then you hear about all these malicious things that they might have, whoever it was,
Yeah.
person, insert person here, and you're like, now I'm thinking, how did that person create this, but
was involved
live
with
this?
this,
Like,
yeah.
how is a person capable of
Yeah.
those, things? And then that's where my head goes. Not so much like, oh, this was a good thing. Like, now I'm like, how is this such a good thing and that not? And like,
Yeah.
what takes you to those places? I don't know. Like, I start going a different direction now. It's a new direction.
Like-
I don't know what that direction is.
One thing I remember is Tarantino with Kill Bill, like was telling her like, no, do the scene, and she like crashes the car. She was like unsafe. She like messed herself up a little bit, and I still watch the shit out of that movie. Like I don't care, but I don't know.
I feel like it's not that I don't care. It's like I don't know all of it
Yeah,
for me.
I know. Well, at least this one, it's just she was driving the car in a scene. She crashed it. She hurt herself from the crash because she wasn't safe. She wasn't have a seatbelt. She didn't have that.
Is
but
that all
that's how-
proven?
That's how he wanted it.
Or are those just allegations?
For me, it's allegations because I haven't like looked into it to read it, but I don't know if it's real or not.
It's kind of hard for me. I mean, damn, I'll bring up two examples. Kevin Spacey,
Yeah,
like he's made some good films, but I haven't watched Seven or
yeah, fucking good
Like-
movie.
Ever?
What's in the
no.
box?
I mean, like watched anything that he's in,
What's in the box?
and I don't know if I will watch anything that Kevin Spacey is in.
Going forward.
Usual Suspects.
Going forward
Going
or
forward.
ever?
Going forward. Or
But like
forever.
honestly, like I'm not gonna lie. Even if those things didn't happen to him, you wouldn't go back to those films anyways.
I would watch Usual Suspects. It's cool.
Who's
Who's Kaiser Soze?
I don't know,
Um,
but I watched them. I enjoyed.
but I
them.
mean, and then right now, but I think he's legit crazy. Is Kanye? Like, I think he's legit crazy, and he's gone bye bye.
He's something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't had a threshold yet for anything,
Okay.
so I can't say. It sounds messed up. I want to be truthful and be like, I'd want to say like, yeah, there's something that I could, but nothing has ever happened where I wouldn't watch or listen or play a game.
We'll see how Bayonetta 3 does.
I'm
It's
not gonna
gonna
play it.
do well. 85.
It's not gonna do well. It's a small game.
I thought you said indie games do well.
It's not a small game.
It makes money.
Yeah.
It'll make money.
Cool. I think that's all of our topics for today's episode. Episode 292. Where can people find you guys?
You can find me being canceled all online. Cold Marmalade.
Clip it and ship it. At
clip-
the last bosses ever, Twitter's back, baby. I'm two different people. Like I look at my other Twitter.
You're about to be 3.
The shit that I get recommended is so different than what I get now. Fuck.
You're about to be a whole nother person.
Devil may poo.
You can find me at Kudro Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC everywhere. YouTube, Discord, Twitch, podcasts, you name it, we're there. Samus is listening right now to the tapes. Check us out. Let us know what you think. And until next time, we'll
DLC.
You later.